Howdy to some of my very favorite friends. Have you ever seen a whale? They are pretty big. Now, have you ever seen a whale from on the inside? Jonah did. And when we left off the poem yesterday, he was praying very hard to get out. Jonah got himself into big trouble because he ran away from what God told him to do. Here's where I think we left off yesterday, so let's get started. On beds of green seaweed, that fish tried to rest. He said, "I will sleep while my food I digest." But he grew mighty restless and sorely afraid, and he rumbled inside as that old prophet prayed. On the third day, that fish rose up from his bed with his stomach tore up and a pain in his head. He said, "I've got to get to the air mighty quick. This filthy backslider is making me sick." So he winked his big eyes, and he wiggled his tail, and he pulled for the shore to deliver his mail. He stopped near the shore and looked all around and vomited poor Jonah right up on the ground. Now, Jonah thanked the dear Lord for his mercy and grace. Then turning to the whale, he made a face and said, "Old fellow, after 3 days, I guess you have found it's mighty hard to keep a praying man down." Jonah stretched himself out with a yawn and a sigh, and he sat down in the sun for his clothing to dry. When he had rested and dried in the sun, he started for Nineveh almost on a run, and though he was nearly 3 days late, he started to preach from the time he entered the gate, till all the population repented and prayed, and the great hand of vengeance and justice was stayed. Now, children, when tempted to disobey, remember this tale, and should you run from God's call, look out for the whale. And here's a couple lines I added. And should you stay away from the sea, God may send an elephant after thee. Thank you very much for dropping in today. Don't miss tomorrow's Bible story about David's fight with a giant. See you then.